I'm live. I think I'm live. All right. So here we are. Getting a little bit of a late start, about half an hour, right? I wanted to start earlier, but anyhow, here we are. It is Thursday afternoon, July 23rd, 3:31 in the PM here on the Pacific time zone. What? It is about what is it? Was it 50 degrees today? 59 degrees, apparently. 56 degrees. I don't know. 56 degrees. I was outside. It was kind of overcast a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's been raining. I know we had some rain yesterday. Little drizzly, rainy type of thing. But here we are. And welcome, everybody. Now, I didn't put Hal Sparks in the title, so I'm not sure what kind of turnout we're going to have. I thought I would just see, hey, how it goes, But without riding those coattails, no. But so anyhow, yeah, what happened in the interim between today's show, the morning show, and this show? Let's see. I was listening to Randy Rhoads, and I listened to Nicole Sandler, basically talking about Trump and how he's going to win the Republican nomination. Nothing we can do about it. And then, but he's going to lose the general. Do you guys agree? Disagree? Quite frankly, I don't even want to think in those terms. I just want to think about voting. Voting. 56 Nick Rich watched Johnny Million. I had Johnny Million because on my TV I can get YouTube. So I had Johnny Million on the TV. And then on my phone I had, like I said, I had Randy and then Nicole. Right, there's Robert Pierpont. Thanks for coming back. Hello, John, and hello, everyone else. A good day to you, sir. Did you guys have a good little breaky? A little achy breaky? Let me turn that volume all the way down because here I go. Sorry guys, about the this thing, but. So now, do you think so? And then Nikki Haley says she's staying in because there should be someone running against them, and I agree. She might as well stay in. What else is she gonna do? What else she got going on? Jolie took a nap. Oh, good. I hope you got some good rest. Hope that helps you a little bit. I know you've been under the weather, so hopefully that nap may have come in really handy. Yeah, so Nikki Haley is going to stay in the race, and she should. You do know that in Dick's Gulch, New Hampshire, wherever the hell it was, I don't know, I forget where it was, something with a dick in it. They had a little vote. Apparently, it's a very small place because I guess only 7 people were there to vote, but she got all 7 votes. So she trounced Trump. She trounced Trump. She kicked his ass 7-0. So, hey, you go, girl. Let's see here. Robert Propone says, John, have you ever noticed hardly anyone is named Lance anymore? But back in medieval times, people were named Lance a lot. There you go. There you go. You set me up. Have you ever noticed that there used to be lots of people named John, and then everyone went to the John? No, that didn't make sense. I'm not good at making up jokes. But anyhow, that was funny. A little humor, injecting a little humor, much needed. Because we didn't get the funny guy, did we? Tommy says no, the funny guy's not going to be here today. So it's just me, the unfunny guy. But I can do a little. I can do Elvis, apparently. I'll thank you very much. I'll thank you. Oh, I'll thank you very much. I'll thank you very much. I'll leave Las Vegas. I'll leave Las Vegas. Way to go, Tommy, Julie says. 56 Nick Rich says, a rose by any other name would smell like shit. But starting to show off a little bit of comedy. Comedy bits by the chatters. Chat room's on fire. Or the warehouse, as I like to call it. Let me clean these spectacles for a moment. My glasses always seem to get smudgy, even though I try not to touch the lenses or anything. Still manage to get smudges and fingerprints and stuff on them somehow. Somehow, some way. I don't know how it happens. It just happens. I'm like very careful. Still get stuff on them. Then I can't see. I just get smudgy marks. My glasses. Oh my god. Alright, that's a little better. I think that's a little better. Robert Perron says, have you heard the Carrie Lake secret recording? I have not. Is this another joke or is this real? I have not heard the Carrie Lake secret recording. Could you tell us about it? Real. Robert Perron says it's real. And Jolie has not heard it either. Carrie Lake, that's another person that should just go away. What the fuck? You lost. You're a loser. And I'm gonna do like we were talking earlier this morning. You're a loser. Carrie Lake, go away, you loser. But she's just gonna keep riding that Trump train as long as she can, apparently. 56 Nick Rich says, a joke, I hope. Robert Perpont says, the head of the Arizona GOP tried to bribe her not to run. Oh. Wow. And she has it on tape. So it's the head of the GOP there in Arizona. I almost don't blame the guy. He's like, please, Carrie, please. Give it up, bitch. Look. What do you want? $1,000? What? Fuck. Yeah, I got some coupons. A BOGO over at Subway. What? Fuck. What do you want? Just please go away. Jack McCool, her grift is bringing cash. But hey, Jack McCool, thanks for coming back. You were here this morning, and I appreciate you coming back around. Robert Perbon says it's all over Twitter. I'm sure it is. I'm not doubting you. I did go on Twitter, and I just sort of skimmed through some stuff. Somehow I missed it. Robert Perpont says people in power back east want her to go away. And they're not the only ones. Because she's ridiculous. And she just she's trying to be a Trump. She's Trumpian in that she just spews out this like garbage, conspiratorial bullshit that has no credence, has nothing to back it up with, but she'll just say it like it's the fucking gospel truth. And she's really disgusting. She needs to go away. 56 Nick Rich says, tick-twats and shitters. Tick-twats and shitters. There seems like there's some sort of parody song there. Tick-twats and shitters and blah, 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 blah. I gotta work that one out. I'll come up with something. A little later. A little later on in the program. I'll have a whole song out there for you. Work on it, John, says Nick Rich. Yes, I'm going to work on that one. But thanks for giving me the that first line. It's very important, you know. Working it. It's funny. I auto-corrected it right when I read it. I totally auto-corrected it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? A jelly bean? So yeah. So what else is going on? We got some more bribery on tape. So today is Super Tuesday, I guess. Is today Super Tuesday? Because it seems like it's just what, New Hampshire and South Carolina. There must be some more, right? Because Nevada is not till February 3rd, I think. Speaking of Nevada, oh my God. Okay, I decided I wasn't going to be such a Nazi on when people say when they don't say Nevada right. You know, because I'm sure there's stuff I don't say right, so you know I shouldn't be such a hypocrite about that. But my God, I was listening to Randy Rhoads today, and she was talking about Nevada, about the Nevada primary, and about the Nevada. She must have said Nevada, I swear to God, 1,000 times, and it was driving me fucking nuts. I mean, my God, it's like if someone, I don't know, just keeps like poking you or something. You know, and I'm trying to tell myself, okay, John, don't get upset. Don't get upset. She doesn't know any better, or that's how she says it. Or that's how people back east they say that a lot. They say Nevada instead of Nevada. You know, it's no big deal. Don't get worked up or whatever. But then she kept saying it over and over and over and over again. I was like, God damn it! If she says Nevada one more goddamn time, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. And it's her shit. She would say Nevada again. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Nevada. For fucking Pete's sakes! Like I said, I was trying to not make it an issue. I was trying not to because but fuck me, man. It's fucking Nevada. Robert Pierpont says, Pink Taco Tuesday. You know what? I should have got tacos today. I went over to... I had to vacuum the car out because it was really, really bad. From all the rain and stuff, people tracking in shit into the car. And I knew I was running late to do this thing, so I didn't wash it. I just vacuumed it out. And then I went and I drove through Popeyes. Popeyes. And I got one of those sandwiches. It's pretty good. Pretty good sandwich. But now you remind me about today's Tuesday. I should have got Tuesday tacos. Fick Rich 96. I don't know where that came from. 56 Nick Rich says, my mayor's race last year had 102 names on the ballot. Lots of choices. Democracy. Yeah, I guess so. That's a lot of choices. Oh, that's up in Canada, huh? Are you guys democracies? Are you guys? I thought. Or are you still under the Queen's bullshit? Are you still under her wing? Oh no, the King now. King. Oh, that's right. It's King Fuckwad. What's his name? King. Oh God. Went down the wrong throat. The wrong throat. I have two throats. I went down the wrong pipe. I have apparently multiple pipes. 56 Thickridge chuckles. I thought you guys were still ruled by England, right? You're still one of their provinces or whatever. Robert Propose says, "Do you know the secret to Chick-fil-A chicken? The chicken is marinated in dill pickle juice. That's the secret. You just exposed the secret. I've only had Chick-fil-A like maybe 2 or 3 times. Um, I just had a Popeyes one, and Popeyes puts it to shame as far as I'm concerned. 56 Nick says our Constitution was repatriated in 1982. What the fuck does repatriate mean, man? I don't even know what that word means. Repatriated. Does that mean you took it back? Did England take it and then you took it back? Or some kind of shit? I like fucking with Canada, but I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You know? I think both of our countries that border us, north and south, are great countries. I've shit talked Mexico. I've even called Mexico a shithole, as a matter of fact. But I think they're coming up. I think they're improving their country. Um, so but I have been to Mexico, and like I said, I got kidnapped down there once, and so I really have kind of, not the fondest memories of Mexico. I've never been to Canada though. I would like to go to Canada sometime. AJX1 says, "Hey Trucker John." Hey AJX1. AJX1's checking things out. Where you at now? See, where were we at last time? You were going over to Aurora, and is that you're in Colorado, right? Because there are more than one Auroras in the country. But when you said Aurora, I just thought of Denver area. But anyhow, and you had your bunk heater was on the fritz. So how are things going with that? 56 Nick Rich says the Queen signed over all control to the elected government. All right, so you guys are independent now. No more kowtowing to England, right? You can tell England to go fuck itself now, right? Well, good for you. I'm glad you guys are free of the crown's control. That's a good thing. All jokes aside. And you guys don't have states, right? You guys have provinces, I guess, right? And they're kind of like big giant ones all across Canada. What do you got, like 6 of them or something? Like British Columbia, or no, what is it? I don't even know your guys' provinces. But instead of states, you just have these big giant chunks that kind of subdivide the country. Boy, I got something went down there the wrong way. Not chicken, but like the Coke I was drinking. AJX1 says Canada has some great truckers, and yes, Colorado. Yeah, I used to watch Trucker Josh. Have you ever watched Trucker Josh, AJ? I used to watch him a lot, and he's Canadian. He seems like a cool dude. And then there's this other Canadian dude. What's his name? The old guy, his old guy, kind of has a white beard, looks a lot like me, but I forget what his name is. But I used to listen to him a lot. He has those big Peterbilts he drives. AJX1 says nice 42-degree weather. Well, that's good. It's not too bad for this time of year over there. Jack McCool, 10 provinces, 3 territories. All right, Jack. All right. Are you up there too, Jack, or what? So 10 provinces. Wow, I was okay. All right. And plus 3 territories. Canada's pretty huge, actually. When you look at the landmass of it, going way up and over, pretty huge landmass up there. By golly, lots of. I think there's lots of timber up there. Lots of lumber. I'm sure it's very beautiful. I've never been up there, though. 56 Nick Rich says, second largest country in the world. Wow. What's the first biggest? Is it Russia or something? It's either Russia or China, huh? I would guess. They're pretty big. But USA is number one in my heart. 56 Nick Rich says second largest country. Oh, wait, I just read that. Asia. AJX1 Asia. Well, Asia's not a country. Oh, Robert Propont said the same thing I just said. But I know that Russia and China are both pretty huge, you know, in land mass, territory, whatever. No, says Shovel. Hey, Shovel. Shovel's back. Glad to see you coming back around. There's Seha. Alakazam. Hey, bringing that magic. Bring that magic in here. Robert Propon says Russia is bigger than China. So then is Russia the first biggest? So Canada is bigger than China, apparently. Oh, AJX1. Oops, Russia is. Oops, there I go again. Like I said, I wasn't going to do all the highs and stuff. But Shovel says, howdy, gang. Robert Propon says, yes. I guess that was to what? Did I say Russia is the biggest country or something? As far as land territory or land mass, I guess. Say hi, hugs at Jolie. So you got what? Russia, then Canada, and I'm guessing China's number 3. Where are we at? Are we 4? Because the United States is pretty big. I mean, we are pretty big, I think. But I don't think we're as big as China. So I think we must be 4th biggest, maybe. That's what I'm thinking. Australia. Robert Perpone coming on in. Oh, and 56 was right there before you too. So Australia. Wait, Pierpont. Oh, Pierpont said USA is 4th. I must have been reading Nick's, and then when I saw Australia, and then the chat scrolled up a little bit, and then I so I confused the two. Okay, so Nick Rich 56 says Australia is number 4 question mark, and then Pierpont says no. USA is 4th. Okay. But who knows? I don't know. Hey Siri. It's just, you notice how she's not coming on when I want her to? Oh, that one came on. Interesting. The iPad one came on, but the watch one didn't. And the watch one almost always comes on when I don't want it to come on. And now it won't come on. Whatever. Robert Pierpont says, no, I Googled it. It's USA. Okay. Well, at least we're in the top 5. We need to go and invade some countries so we can get bigger. Watch out, Canada. No, I'm just kidding. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're big enough. No more of this Manifest Destiny stuff, all right? We're done with that. Once we got from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific, we're pretty much done with it. Except for Alaska and Hawaii. But Alaska was a good... well, actually, both Alaska and Hawaii are both good strategic, places to have. Against the Ruskies and the Chinese. That's basically what that's for, right? Or Asia. So here we have 56 interests. How can Google this for us? I don't know. AJX1 says, would you consider USA a socialist country? No, I would not. We're not a socialist country. We are a capitalist country. We have social programs. We have social safety nets, but we are not a socialist country. You know, the government isn't assigning us our jobs or and stuff like that. That's what a socialist country does. Jolie says top 10 in order: Russia, Canada, China, United States. Yay! Brazil. Oh, Brazil coming in at number 5 at numero Diaz or whatever. Australia. Oh, Australia slips down to 6. We had Australia at one time possibly 4th. Now they're down to 6. India, Argentina, Kazakhstan, Algeria. Thanks, Google. Wow, who knew? Who knew all that shit? But we're number 4. We're number 4. We're number 4. We're number 4. 56 Nick Rich says Argentina is thinking about the Falklands again, according to reports. I'm thinking about the Falklands. I want to take them back. Does England have those still, or where? That's why they had the Falkland thing with what's her face with Hatcher. Robert proposes AJX1. USA is a socialist country if you are a big corporation or a farmer. I don't know if you're saying that welfare if you offer welfare, you know, if that's you're saying that welfare is socialism, I disagree. AJX1 says we talking size, not population. Obviously, right? Yes, size. We're talking about land mass. Yeah. 56 Nick Rich says Falklands is British territory for now. ... So what's the big deal with the Falklands? Why do they? What is there oil there? What's the big strategic thing that England wants for the Falklands so bad for? Or is it just because they had it and it's pride? I guess it's like we got Puerto Rico. We don't really necessarily want to give up that. In fact, that should be the 51st state, as far as I'm concerned. But maybe the people of Puerto Rico have something to say about that. I've heard that some do want that, some don't want that. But I'll tell you what, let's just say if Puerto Rico did some kind of vote and they said, okay, we don't want statehood, we want to be independent, we want to be in our own country, but I guarantee you, they sure as hell would want the United States to protect their little fucking asses against, say, I don't know, Russia coming in or any other country trying to take them over. They would sure as hell want our full protection, wouldn't they? I bet you. There's Shovel. Congratulations on the 4K trip milestone. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, that was actually from, I guess a few days ago that thing popped up. And, I think I was at 3,500 or whatever, probably a few months ago. And then since Thanksgiving when I got sick, I really didn't drive that much. I was almost all of December. I mean, out of 31 days of December, I bet I only drove maybe 6 days or something. Because I just was sick, didn't feel good, and things of this nature. Robert Perbon says, yeah, John, more so welfare, but farmers are paid not to produce, and that's pretty socialist in my opinion. But it's not. I mean, I don't think it is. But I don't. Not that I agree with it necessarily. But that might be a socialist act, but that does not make us a socialist country. We are a democratic republic, and we have, we're capitalistic, profit-based country. But we do have, thank God, we do have some regulations and laws to rein in some of these corporations and companies and business people. There has to be some rules and regulations. It can't be unfettered, and that's kind of the main difference between I think the two main parties. One wants really almost no regulations, and one wants things that have consumer protections and environmental protections and labor protections. Um, but that doesn't make us a socialist country because we have some social programs. And I know you were talking about uh, basically, if you're a big corporation or a farmer, and I think you're talking about maybe the industrial farmers, the big company farmers, not so much the independent little family farmers, getting basically, government subsidies or government deals or whatever, and that would be like the corporate welfare. That's why I called it. That's where I was going with it. But that doesn't make us a socialist country. A socialist country is very strict. It's very clear. Okay, that they're running the show. The government is running the show, and and we have a government, but we have a lot of private, public partnerships. Okay, very unlike a socialist country that is very much in charge of businesses and of commerce, right? Um, I mean, with an iron fist type of thing, you know. So we are not a socialist country. Jack McCool says fishing revenue and oil exploration. 56 sheep farmers need protection. Okay. 56, Nick Rich says 4 to 5 hours a day, lots of short runs, John. Yeah, usually, last night I went out driving. Now, I did a little bit more last night. I went out about 7, and I stopped at about 12:30, maybe. So that was about 5.5 hours. But in December, like I said, I only worked about 6 days in December. So I took 25 days off because I was sick. And it was Christmas time. I took off. I went down and saw my kids and stuff and everything. HX1, do you think most Republicans are libertarian? No, I do not. I do think that most libertarians are, the way I've described libertarians, and this might be an overgeneralization, I'm sure it is, I've described libertarians as being Republicans on steroids. I don't think all Republicans are libertarian. No, I do not. Robert Perpon says, we are in late stage capitalism where the taxes the rich have saved now have bought most of the politicians. It didn't trickle down. It trickled. Well, yeah, we were talking about supply side. It didn't trickle down. It trickled into the rich owning the government. What we have here is, yeah, supply side voodoo economics, Reaganomics is a utter failure. But what we're seeing now are Bidenomics. And we're seeing what happens when you invest in the country, you invest in its people, and you do things from the bottom up or the middle up or whatever. That's what you see the growth that we've made in just these last few years under Biden. We need to replace Reaganomics with Bidenomics, with the big Biden boom. We have a big Biden boom going on, and that's what we need to be yelling from the rooftops. All right? So you can say this is late stage capitalism all you want. This is capitalism working very, very well under a president that gets it. Okay, we're like doing the opposite of trickle down now. Okay, we're investing in America. We're investing in our infrastructure. We're investing in its people. We're investing in new technologies. That is how you do it, man. I mean, whoever runs again, whether Gavin Newsom, whoever, just pick up the blueprint from Joe Biden. That's all we need. He's got the blueprint for us of how to operate from here on out. So, whatever, man. But yeah, trickle down didn't work. But we see what the opposite of trickle down is doing, and it's working very well. Here's Elizabeth. Hey, Elizabeth. Thanks for being here. Glad to see you in here. Now let me read what you're going to say, because you might be telling me to fuck off. I don't know. But Elizabeth says, socialism isn't bad. Vital goods and services should not be on the capitalist market. Ice cream, cones, textiles, fine for markets. Socialism as a political or as a government policy or as a way of running your country, I don't agree with. That does not mean that I'm against social programs. I'm not against social programs. I'm not against a strong social safety net. I'm not against the government helping the needy and helping the poor and helping the elderly and helping people get health insurance and all that shit. If you want to call that socialism, or try to say that makes us a socialist country, I don't agree with that. I think we're a hybrid country. Definitely. That's what my dad used to say. My dad, the cement worker, who, wasn't a political science major or anything like that, he always told me, we are a hybrid. This is back in the 60s and 70s, he told me this. We are a hybrid. We have welfare programs, and we should have those, and we should help the needy and help the poor and all that kind of stuff. But we also have capitalism, and we also we allow for people to go out if they want to make money and make a profit and start companies. We allow for that, and we should encourage that and grow that too. And my dad always said, we are, and this is way before, unfortunately, towards the end of his life, he kind of got fucked up with Fox News, I think. But back in the 60s and 70s, probably the 80s too, I don't know, he was all like, we are a hybrid country. That was what he told me. And I love the man for that, and I love that memory of my dad, because that's the dad I want to remember, not the one that was late in his life. Well, I love that part too. Don't get me wrong. But I don't like how he kind of got, fucked up by Fox News, I think. But a little bit. But he wasn't like a maggot or anything like that, I think. But yeah, we are a hybrid, and we are big and rich enough of a country, the richest nation in the history of the world. We can do both. We can help people out with some social programs, and we can help out businesses so that they can thrive, and we can grow, and we can invest in this country so that we get less and less people that are living at bare sustenance levels and getting more into the middle class, and we can help businesses grow and thrive. And that's really what we want, is a big middle class. And then over Reaganomics, over the past from 1980 till recently, the middle class has been shrinking, and the wage disparity is getting bigger. It was getting bigger. Hopefully now that's changing direction. Hopefully, we're still kind of early yet here to start getting all happy. But it's we're not a socialist country. We have social programs. We're a hybrid. And this is way before hybrids were ever invented. My dad told me we were a hybrid country. One smart motherfucking concrete cement worker right there, I tell you. Where did I leave off? 56 Dick Rich says, agree 100%, Elizabeth. I didn't mean to make a funny voice. That sounded like I was putting you down. I'm sorry, Nick. You know me with my funny voices. 56 Dick Rich, trickle down means piss on you. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm not in favor of trickle down on the economics. Elizabeth says, piss on you and tell me his rating economics. Elizabeth says, hello, everyone. Hello back at you. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to do all the hellos. Robert Papon says, the oil gas industry should not be a part of capitalism. At Elizabeth, nor should health insurance companies. Why not? Now, I know that people are saying we should nationalize uh, I guess, oil or natural gas or whatever. But why shouldn't they be a part of capitalism? I mean, I just don't think they need to get, I mean, we're way past the days of them being an emerging uh, sector. Like that was the early 1900s and into the maybe the 19 mid 20th century, but and they were getting all kinds of government. They're getting all kinds of government subsidies probably to this day. I don't know, like all kinds of special privileges. They're way past that. They're established. They should be pretty much on their own, I believe. Uh, and they're going to be, eventually they'll be pretty much, you know useless as we get into more green renewables. The health insurance companies, I don't. I'm for universal single payer healthcare. But if there's an insurance company that says, okay, we're going to offer Cadillac plans, or we're going to do this or that, then let them be around. I don't give a fuck. You know. But I do think that we should have universal health care. And Nick Rich says universal health care saved his life 21 years ago. I think we should have it. At least have a public option. But that doesn't mean we should say that health insurance companies are like illegal or something. Elizabeth says socialism is economic policy. Yeah, that's what I said. Elizabeth said exactly. 5600 says my medical expenses would have bankrupted me if I lived in the U.S. And the insurance companies will do everything in their power. It seems like, if you have something that comes up and you really need to use it, in the U.S. I'm talking about. There's horror story after horror story of people, getting denied coverage after they've been paying into it like for their whole lives, and then they need it, and that's wrong. And that's why I do agree that we need a single payer universal health care system, like Medicare for all, for instance. But like I said, if there's insurance companies that want to hang around and offer like some sort of like Cadillac insurance policies for rich people, then fine, I don't give a fuck. AJX1 says the main argument you hear from capitalists is when the government gives you a right, then they can take it away. Let me reread that. The main argument you hear from capitalists is when the government gives you a right, then they can take it away. Oh, I don't know if I've heard that from capitalists. I think I've heard that shit from just right wingers and shit, but I don't know, necessarily a capitalist. So what are we supposed to say? Like what? The Bill of Rights? We shouldn't have the Bill of Rights, but they're the ones who sure do tout the Second Amendment. Surrender Monkey. Hey, there's Surrender Monkey from the UK, I believe. My mom and dad were normal too until they got fed up with us kids, and I assume are now calling themselves gypsies. Haven't seen them for 5 years. They abandoned their home. They got the hell out, huh? Said enough. We're hitting the road. Elizabeth, that's called a mixed economy. I try to say there's a push to corporatize education, jails, fuel, medicine. It's called elastic versus inelastic goods and services. Well, yeah, I mean that's what the Republicans are trying to do. That's what Nancy DeVos, Betsy DeVos, or whatever the fuck her name was, DeVos, was all about, and that's the Republican. I would say agenda, but they never really say what their agenda is, do they? They don't want it put down in writing what they're all about. But they're all about privatization. They want everything to be privatized, and I don't necessarily agree with that. I think we should have a good, strong public education system. But that doesn't mean we can't have private schools too. And we've had private schools for a long time, forever. There's no reason why we can't have both. But then they want to take away tax dollars from the public, education system, and let people put that into private and all that kind of crap. And that's where I disagree. I think as a country, it behooves us to have a really good, strong public education system. It just makes us a better country so that we can have smarter people overall, so that we can compete with Japan and China and and all these other places. Surrender Monkey says old people are weird. Well, I resent that remark. I resemble that remark, as my late Aunt Barb would say. I resemble that remark. Elizabeth says, I'm old, I'm weird. Proudly. We've earned it, right, Elizabeth? We've earned it to be weird, I guess. 56 Express says, oldies but goodies. Robert Pepon says, and jails and prisons should never, ever be for profit. If there's anything you learned from Orange is the New Black, that should be it. If you watch that show, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, there are things that should be nonprofit, I suppose. Nonprofit, because then I guess the fear about the privatization of prison systems is that these big corporations own them. They have a lot of money. Then they start backing, let's say, Republicans or whoever, who are going to be these so-called tough on crime, and they're going to have more like 3 strikes laws and more things like that, and mandatory minimums. And it's all these things that are just really tilted to bring more prisoners to the prisons, which is all about their bottom line, and that's all about profits, right? So that's the argument. That's why you could say that it shouldn't be. It should be like for profit. You make enough money to pay your staff and have good equipment and good security, but it isn't about just stuffing as many prisoners into your prisons as you can, because you're getting I don't know, 10 grand a head or whatever it would be. I don't even know. Surrender Monkey says, I'd abuse Canada's healthcare system if I lived in America. How would you do that? Elizabeth says, you should not have a profit motive to jail your neighbor. That's true. It should be just about public safety, mainly, to get public safety and punishment and rehabilitation. It should be all there, right? Elizabeth says jinx at Rubber Pepon. And let's see here, because you guys said the same thing, old but weird, old people. 56 District says, Monkey, it happens a lot, actually. Oh, like Americans coming up. Probably, I'm sure all of those border states, a lot of those folks. Not to say there aren't people that take trips, fly in from other places, but I bet you where it's really easy, it probably happens a lot up there in Toronto or whatever. Surrender Monkey says, so me and my brother think Trump may be trying to avoid a humiliating defeat in the election and jail time with his rapid dementia symptoms. So you think it's fake? You think he's faking it? And that would somehow, like when he gets his ass kicked in November, then people would just say, "Oh, he's got dementia." So then they could chalk it off to that. And then if he gets jail time, he'll get less jail time because he's demented. I don't know. I don't know. Jack McCool says, leads to abuse of the law. Um, AGX1 says, do you think the big corps sell their data to the government? I don't know. They sell their data to somebody because data is very valuable. I think they sell it to somebody. 56 Nick Rich says, you have a bright brother. Oh, it's Surrender Monkey. For thinking all that shit. I don't know, man. I just think he's. I think it's real. I think he's losing it. One way or the other doesn't really matter. I mean, he's going to lose and he's going to get thrown in jail. So. Surrender Monkey says, yes, I guess we kind of know whereabouts they are, but their retirement plan was really sudden. And you don't know where they're at. They're just out there in the Winnebago or the, what do you guys call it? Caravan or whatever. Elizabeth says, socialist policy is nonprofit vital goods and services distributed by the government. Thank you for that. Thank you for that little definition there. Like I said, we got room for both. We got room for socialist programs, which I don't really call them socialists. I just call them social. We got room to help folks out who need the help. And we got plenty of room to let people be capitalists, to make money. I just think we need to have, we need to have rules. We need to have consumer protections, and we need to have, things that protect other businesses against other businesses. We need to have protections, and it's not an unfettered, just wild wild west as far as the business world is concerned. There needs to be regulations and rules, and I realize sometimes it can get overwhelming and with so many rules and a lot of red tape. And some of that could be, streamlined and cut through, but I do think we need to have, rules and regulations for sure. 56 Nick Rich says, woke programs help the masses. Oh, yes. And you know what I say about the masses. The masses are asses. And by that, I just mean that it takes a long time for everybody to get the message. And then nowadays, you would think with the internet and stuff that it would be easier, but actually it's gotten a little harder because of all the misinformation and disinformation that can get out there in a heartbeat. Elizabeth says, communism sucks. I agree. I do agree. Robert Pierpont says, did you know you can buy a home in a village in rural Japan for peanuts? No youngsters want to live outside of the city, and anyone from anywhere can buy property in Japan. Really? I did not know that, Robert Pierpont. Elizabeth says, tax breaks for middle class and healthcare costs. Are you saying that's what we need? I mean, I agree. Yeah, we need tax breaks for middle class. I think we should raise tax on the rich. I think we need tax breaks for the middle class and certainly for the poor. And if you're really poor, you don't pay any taxes. If you're under whatever the poverty level is now, was it 24,000 or whatever? I don't think you don't pay tax on that money. But yeah, I agree with that. And then healthcare costs. So as far as what we need is health with healthcare costs. Those are huge costs, and they really can wipe people out, especially if something happens. And so we need, I think, single payer healthcare. I agree. Jolie says there's some amazing houses in rural Japan too. Oh, have you seen them? Have you seen them? I'm not moving. I don't know if I want to move to Japan though. I don't know. I was thinking about Thailand. I don't know if I want to move there either. Might just stay here in Vegas. Hey, there's Pisces Greeters. Pisces Greeter, thanks for coming by. Hello to you. Sorter Monkey says, at least we can study what a sociopath with dementia looks like. Could be funny, like driving on paper and knowing what cans look like. Trump is a real case study in sociopath with dementia. That's what I'm gonna just call. That's what I'm gonna call Trump from now on. Sociopath with dementia. Elizabeth says suburbs. Okay. Shovel says howdy at Pisces. Pisces. Okay, I'm not gonna do. I said I wouldn't do all the highs and the buys. 56 Nick Rich says Japanese toilets are wild, man. Wild. I added a little bit at the end there. Elizabeth says too big economic costs on the middle class. Oh, okay. And that was healthcare and what was the other one? Oh, and the taxes, yeah. And I think that we need to have, keep the taxes low for middle class, for sure. And I think we need Medicare for all. I agree. Robert Pavone says, yes, they are, Nick Rich. Those Japanese toilets are wild. Pisces Greeter says, healthcare should either be affordable or free, like some other countries have. And I think we're pretty much all agree to that, I think. Pisces Greeter says, thank you. You're welcome. 56 Interest says, good day, Teresa. So Elizabeth says, you should not have to pay for the privilege of living. Or at least not go bankrupt, you know what I mean? Like if you pay a few bucks, for an office visit, or you pay a few bucks here, then fine. But yeah, when it's like getting up into even just tens of thousands of dollars, let alone hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars, that wipes families out. That wipes people out. Just think of how much stress we would be relieved of if we knew that if we got sick with a really horrible disease or an illness or an injury or whatever, that we could go to the doctor, go to the hospital, have it taken care of, and we're not going to lose our house that we worked our whole lives to get, or and we're not going to put our kids out on the street. You know what I mean? Just think of just that alone. Stress could cause so much illness, and just that being relieved of that stress, it's just sort of a domino effect of good health. Let's see, where was I at? Okay, Robert Propone says you can't buy property in Thailand, but you can start a limited corp that can own property. Otherwise, you have to buy a condo in Thailand. Oh, so you can buy a condo? I've been looking at these videos, and I have seen like people showing real estate like you could buy. Maybe those were just condos, but I guess it's mainly condos I've been looking at in the videos. Now that I think about it, but that would be cool to start a limited corporation and then make my own little go-go bar. That's what I'd like to do. 56 Dick Rich says, not many expletives. Did you mean expletives? Not many fucking expletives? AJX1, do you support funding NASA? I do, actually. I do support that. I think it's important. I think space exploration is important. And I think we need to be out there. Because if we're not out there, the Ruskies and the Chinese and God knows who else is going to be out there. So why not? Why the fuck not? Elizabeth says, I'm sorry, just had to jump in. Retired econ teacher. Hey, Elizabeth, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate your input. Don't be sorry. It's awesome. I love to hear what you guys, bring to the table. So yeah, don't be sorry, man. I'm just an old truck driver, Uber driver who don't know shit. Don't know his ass from a hole in the ground. So Thank you for putting up with me. Let's see here. This says, I hope I haven't been rude. No, 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 no. I have not detected 1 ounce of rudeness out of you, Elizabeth. If anyone's rude here, it's me. Okay, I'm the rude motherfucker. Jack McCool says percent of your income. Yeah, we're talking about I guess taxes or something, or percent of I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, healthcare or taxes. Nick Rich says we love your input, Elizabeth. Yes, we do. I agree with Nick Rich 56 on that one. Elizabeth, thank you and hello to Pisces Greaser. Oh yeah, I'm going to skip the highs. Sort of Monkey says, quick question. I need glasses. Do I need to get checked whilst drunk so I get the correct lens prescribed? I'm not sure. I'm not really sure if I would advise that. Of course, if you're always drunk, pretty much, or say you're drunk the majority of the time, then you might want to, because that might be, you know, how you see. That might be that might be more how your vision is. So maybe if they let you in, they might kick you out though. I don't know if you're too drunk. Robert Perpon says funding NASA is better than funding Elon. Elon, everybody hates you. I don't hate Elon. Well, you know what? I shouldn't say that because now you guys are going to bombard me with all the quotes of all the anti-Semitism or whatever. So I shouldn't. So I don't know, but I don't know. I think I was always a fan of Elon before probably the last few years when he started really saying stupid shit on what was then Twitter and now it's X. But I don't know. I really kind of think that it's strategic in a way. Like, he knows that right wingers don't like electric vehicles for the most part. So I really think he's trying to get on their good side by being racist and anti-Semitic and whatever, xenophobic, just to kind of win them over. And then they're like, hey, this guy ain't so bad after all. Maybe them EVs aren't so bad after all. Maybe we ought to try one of them, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just giving him too much credit. Nick Rich, 56 Nick Rich says, expletives have their place, and this is one of those places. God damn it. I added the goddamn part. Elizabeth says, thank you, Trucker John, for letting me chime in. Oh, absolutely. And I'm not letting you chime in. I mean, you're here, and you can chime in all you want. Absolutely. Chime in. And just, set me straight. I'm no Hal Sparks. I'm no who I think is pretty smart. Doesn't know everything, but I think he's a pretty smart dude. I'm nowhere near that level of intelligence. Jack McCool, healthcare. Percentage of income. Okay, so we're going back to the things. Percentage of income, healthcare. As far as your expenses of healthcare take a pretty big percentage of your income, I think. Is that what you're trying to say? Trying to figure it out, Jack. Surrender Monkey says, if we don't fund science, we should give tax exemptions. We shouldn't give tax exemptions to churches. Blinded me with science. Bing, boom, boom. If we don't fund science, but we are funding NASA, right? I mean, maybe they got cut. They got some cuts. Just lump them in with the fucking defense budget and give them a chunk of that. But then people say, oh, no. Well, we have Space Force, so. Surrender Monkey, if I'm sober, it's only because I'm asleep. There you go. Yeah, go in drunk then. Jack McCool says NASA pays Elon millions. They do? NASA pays Elon to send his rockets up and shit in the air? In the air. Elizabeth says Jolie Hart. Okay, I'm not doing the highs. Hey, Burger World's here. Thanks, Burger World. for coming on in. Coming on in to the east side. Whatever this is. I am actually on the east side. Pisces reader. Okay, we're saying hi. Shovel says drinking alcohol makes me break out in handcuffs. There you go. Ba-da-boom. Back to the jokes, folks. Oops, I wiggled the table there. I bumped into it. Let's see here. Surrender Monkey. Elizabeth Surrender Monkey is laughing. She's laughing. 56 next word says, don't sell yourself short, John. All right, I'll try not to. Surrender Monkey says, he's another failure like Trump. Inherited money doesn't mean you are good at business. Elon sucks. Trump's 5 eggs. I think he came from a wealthy family in South Africa, but they weren't billionaire rich like Trump was. And I think, he had enough money, his family had enough money to get him into good schools and good college, good universities and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't think Elon deserves to be lumped in with Trump. I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same story. I think Elon deserves a little more credit than Trump. In fact, a lot more. Trump's an asshole, piece of shit, always has been, always will be. He's a dumb shit. I don't think Elon's a dumb shit. I'm not saying he's a genius. I'm not saying, he invented the electric car because or whatever. But like some people might think that, I don't know. But I don't think he's dumb. I think he's actually above average intelligence. Hey, there's Caden Edits. Don't believe I've seen you in here before, but thanks for being here. Joe Biden or Trump, and why? Well, I'm going to vote for Joe Biden because I think he's done one hell of a job as president. He's cleaned up Trump's mess and has led us to the greatest economy at least of my lifetime, and I'm 63 years old. And how we handled COVID. Those two things there, that's enough for me. And it should be enough for anybody. I mean, that should be enough to get him his own little spot on Mount Rushmore, as far as I'm concerned. We could probably take down, which one should we take down? I don't know, but you know what I mean. Let's see, where are we at now? Because it kind of scrolled up there. Pisces Reader says, my daughter cannot stand Elon Musk and also cannot stand Trump either. Yeah, Musk has not done himself any favors, at least for the more liberal of us. That's for sure. Burger Worlds, they're saying hi. I'm not reading the highs, guys. I got to get through this. Or else I'll be 10, 12 minutes behind. Surrender Monkey says, most of the anti-science folk are religious fanatics. Probably, yeah. That's probably true. If you're anti-science, then what else you got? 56 Extra says Emerald Air. Oh, Emerald for Elon. I think his father worked for a company that mined emeralds. Anyhow, Shovel, Elon was helping Russia over. That's true. I didn't like that shit. And you're right, Shovel. Thanks for reminding me of that. That was bullshit. That was some bullshit. That was fucked up. So for that right there, I guess I should hate him. Elizabeth laying down those Ukrainian flags, Slava Ukraini. Surrender Monkey says, no, they were. An emerald mine is pretty rich, and I don't even have a coal mine. Okay, all right, guys, all right. Thanks for setting me straight, man. Set me straight. Pisces Reader 2K TK says, my two sisters are religious fanatics, especially my older sister. Those are the maggots we were talking about earlier. Huh? Their religion is Catholic. Okay. Robert Perpon says, Well, Elon says there is only a 1 in a billion chance we are not in a simulation. Um, and I guess he got that data right up out of his ass, I guess. Shovel says, Simplify, USA, Ukraine, I'm sorry, Ukraine, Simplify. Um, yeah, Slava Ukraini, let's kick some Russian ass. 56 Nick, 56 Nick Rich says, Elmo has some interesting ideas. Send him Mars to test them out. Send him to Mars. I think he wants to go to Mars, actually. Elizabeth says he's smart enough to do stupid stuff. Elon is entitled narcissist. Yeah, I know. I know. I shouldn't be sticking up for the guy. I guess because I like Teslas. I don't know. Elizabeth says, Trucker John, I find you quite brilliant. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm more of the idiot side of the savant, I guess. I lean towards the idiot side. Pisces reader, TK, my younger sister always refused to get vaccinated for the COVID and still does, and she also will not get the flu shot. Well, I hope she doesn't get too sick. I've never gotten a flu shot, I don't think. Maybe I did. Did I get one finally? Because I went in to get my latest COVID booster, and then I was going to get a flu shot. I think that would have been my first time getting. And it's not because I'm anti-vax or anything like that, but I just never did it because I always just thought I'm healthy and I don't really need it, and I don't get flus that often. But then I got really sick this year, so I don't know. Maybe I got COVID. I don't know because I never did test for it. But I did get the booster. But yeah, I was gonna get the flu shot when I went in there, and for some reason they didn't have it or something. So, but I think maybe next flu season, I think I will get one. Kate Netta says, I ate 10 Big Macs, threw up, and fell onto a cockroach. Well, that sounds like a night out. Sounds like a big night out. Robert Purple says, just Google it, and Elon's dad is only worth around $2 million. See? I figured they might have been worth, a few million. But I knew they weren't billionaires like Trump, supposedly, or like his father was, supposedly. Uh, I mean, I knew they were wealthy, but and granted, 20 years ago, well, let's see, how old is Musk? He's in his 50s. So 30 years ago or 40 years ago when he was a kid growing up, and if they are worth a couple million back then, maybe they might have not even been worth a couple million. If that's today's money, I mean, maybe they might have only been like a million, like 1 million or 750 grand. I don't know. But I mean, they were wealthy enough that they lived in nice places and they were able to put him in nice schools and stuff like that. That was my recollection because I remember reading up on Musk way, way, way like 20 years ago when he was first coming out with like the Roadster and stuff like that. The things of this nature. 56 Diggs says fully vaxxed and relaxed. But boom. Caden edits. Who agrees Joe Biden could get? Caden, I know you're trying to troll. I know your last few comments have been pretty trolly, and I've been kind of just going along with it. But we don't need that. It's kind of stupid. It's kind of juvenile. Elizabeth says Surrender Monkey makes sense. Never thought of that way. AJX1 says fish fillet is greater than Big Mac, I guess, or better. I like a fish fillet every now and then. I used to get fish fillets quite frequently, even when I was a kid. But I like me a Big Mac too. Pisces Greer says, Surrender Monkey, do not blame you to me. Religion is different now than years ago, and not in a good way. Do not blame you. My religion is different now than years ago. and not in a good way. Huh. What is your religion? Elizabeth says filet of fish. I haven't had a filet of fish in a long time, though, I think. Actually, that might not be true. I mean, like, it's been a while, but not maybe not long, but it's probably been at least a year. I don't know. I don't, they just don't seem to be like as big as they used to be, maybe when I was a kid. The little filet patty thing. Um, let's see here. So here's Surrender Monkey. He inherited money and he invested in PayPal. That's how Elon rolled. Low down and lucky. Yeah, he did. Basically, made some good investments. And before PayPal, my understanding, if I remember reading, is that he went to college. He developed, or somehow maybe he invested in it, or developed, or helped develop a video game that became somewhat popular, and he got some good. The way I read the stuff, he got seed money for everything he did. Like it all was a progression. He sort of developed this video game, or his friends, or somebody, and he got some money from that, like $100,000 or something, and then from there he invested in PayPal, and then PayPal became big, where he became, I think, a majority owner. I think he owned it, and then he ended up selling that, I think, and got some millions of dollars. And from there, I think he went into Tesla and started making the Roadster. And then he also invested with some of his cousins or something in a company that may have gone out of business by now, but it was a solar company in California. And then from there, he's just gone on. And then, of course, he got some deals with Toyota, some big deals with them, and he got some government loans that really did help him, propel Tesla to go into bigger scale, from out of the Roadsters and into the Model S, and so on. So that's how I remember it. But anyhow, Pisces Green says, I agree, Trucker John, about Caden Edits. Caden Edits says, I'm sorry, trying to have a good time. I know. I that's why I didn't come down too hard on you, but, it just seemed a little trolly to me. Robert Prepon says, the Biden comment, going up Elon's ass or whatever. Why did I just repeat it? I'm just giving you what you wanted. Anyhow, have a good time, but I don't know, just don't be too trolly about it. Katie says, do you speak on a ham radio or what you? I do not speak on a ham radio. Although if I did, I would eat it. I had a CB, Citizens Band radio, which is different than a ham radio, which is it's usually a stationary unit that would be like in a house or a room, and it's not really mobile, and you have a giant antenna and you can get out and receive from very, very far away, type of thing. I had a CB, which is like a little, like this. It's in your vehicle, and it's pretty much kind of a short range, depending on your antenna and how good the thing is. Maybe you might only get a few miles. Sometimes some of them can go out even further, 20, 30 miles maybe, but generally not that much. Anyhow, I had a CB. I still got a CB somewhere around here, one of my boxes, and I didn't really have a call sign. I don't think, I wasn't really that into it. Kate Nettis, what do you do? Kate Nettis says, like job wise or YouTube wise. 56 Nick Rich says, we'll give you another chance, Kate Nettis. Rich watching. Pisces Reader TK, I'm actually different from my two sisters, no religion and not religious, more spiritual person, but do believe in God, angels, etc. Okay, that's cool. Robert Prepon says he was forced to sell his stake. Oh, he's forced to sell his stake. Okay, I guess I got that part wrong. And the rest of the board said, "Get the fuck out." Really? Wow. I guess I misremembered that part, but I knew he had a stake in PayPal, and I think he still walked away with millions of dollars, and I think he put that into. From there, he started doing Tesla Roadsters, I believe. Sort of, I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times on this live stream already. Sort of Monkey says, I feel death isn't to be frightened of. If you look at it as being like before you were born, no biggie, but you must enjoy life and enrich the lives of people you can't avoid. And go around, drunk helps a lot too. Kate Dennis says, do you think that we are going to go to World War III from all of these world wars? Well, these aren't world wars, but no, but I guess the potential's always there. You never know, right? I mean, when you have a madman like Vladimir Putin, you just never know. But I don't think we are. But I could be wrong. Kate Netta says, Elizabeth, I work at a restaurant and I talk about country songs on my YouTube channel. Well, there you go. Who's your favorite country artist, Kate Nettitz? Surrender Monkey says, the Russians and their bacon tree hunting. Wait. Surrender Monkey. The Russians and their bacon tree hunting, but only finding ham bushes. Bacon tree hunting. That must sound like something, because ham bushes sounds like ambushes. I'm trying to decipher this. Bacon tree. I don't know. I lost it. I didn't get it. Hey, there's Bob LeBlanc. Thanks, Bob LeBlanc. Bob LeBlanc. I'm sorry. Sorry for butchering your name. I have apparently some sort of speech impediment. Peanut butter, mustard encasing the usual brown sugar, honey, spice glazed ham. That's a non sequitur if I've ever heard one. But thank you for being here. Robert Pivot says, oh yes, he walked away with big money. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That's what I thought. That was the seed money for Tesla. Bob LeBlanc says, or spam, laughing out loud. Were we asking about favorite foods or something? I must have missed it. Pisces Greeter says that Surrender Monkey, agree, believe our body is gone, but our soul lives on forever. And that's I guess what we hope for. Elizabeth said, Kane edits, I see. Oh yeah, about what he does. Okay. Elizabeth, Bob LeBlanc, hi, I've been listening with one ear on David Gans. I don't know who David Gans is. 56 Nick Rich says, Willie Nelson at the moment. I wasn't asking you, Nick. Nick or Rich. But that's interesting. I was asking Kate Nett what his favorite country band is, or artist. But Willie Nelson at the moment, after all these years, you just now finally went to Willie? He's nearly, 90-something years old. And you're just now giving Willie your top list? Bob LeBlanc says, with baked beans at a fundraising dinner, Elizabeth, no problem. Yeah, I missed something. I think I must have missed some question about food. Kate Netta says, interesting and sad story. Read if you want. Okay. My cousin got killed by the cartel gang. We found out because he went missing and would always wear a bandana around his ankle. We found his body on the news. Well, that is horribly sad. Did this happen recently? I'm sorry for your loss. And that is a pretty sad story. I don't know. Caden Dan says his favorite country artist is Luke Combs. Oh, I think Luke Combs is playing here in Vegas, where he was. I thought I saw billboards with his name up here. During December, they had big, what they call Cowboy Christmas. and that corresponds with the, I guess, National Final Rodeo. It's like a 14-day event or something like that. And they had a lot of country artists performing out here in Vegas. I think Luke Combs may have been here. Elizabeth says, I already hear that, Caden Edits. Shovel Major Drag, so very sorry. Nick Rich, 56 Nick Rich says, I hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither hath entered into the heart of man what God has prepared for those that love him. I take comfort in that. And today's Bible verse brought to you by 56 Nick Rich. Thank you very much. Robert Pierpont says, Keith Richards is living proof that good heroin doesn't kill, and Willie Nelson is proof weed isn't unhealthy. I suppose so. Because they're still kicking. Linda says Linda Ronstadt. It's funny, I don't really think of her as a country artist, but I guess she had some country hits, maybe, huh? You know, I think of more of, those 70s hits that seem to be, I don't know if you consider it crossovers or whatever, but they were very much on the pop charts. Julie said, that's awful. Sorry, Kate Nettitz. Kate Nettitz says, follow up on the situation. This was 1 month ago. Wow. So it's pretty fresh, all your guys is going on with it. So, yeah, that's really sad, and it sucks. A cartel gang. Was that in the U.S. or was that in Central or South America? Or, if you don't mind me asking. 56 Nick Rich says, Willie knows. Willie knows. Good for old Willie. He's out there smoking away. Smoking away. Ba-dum-bum. Do-do-do. Shovel says, Roy Clark, because he is an incredible musician, picker, etc. Is Roy Clark still alive? I don't think he's still alive, is he? But I remember him from the Hee Haw days, basically. And he could pick that banjo, right? Wasn't he on the banjo a lot? Yeah, he was just like fingers going on a million miles an hour. Yeah, I remember old Roy on Hee Haw. Bob LeBlanc says, yes, somebody mentioned him. Never mind. Please don't read everything. First time I saw Willie Nelson live was at Texas State Fair, late 70s, near the Cotton Bowl, on a low 1 foot stage, maybe. That is a low stage. Yeah, Willie Nelson's cool, man. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. 56 Dick Rich says his guitar is older than Adam. Is Adam here? Are we talking shit about someone who's not here? I mean, I don't know. Or did you mean Adam and Eve? Oh, okay, I get it. My bad. Elizabeth says, Robert Prepon, you have been typing my thoughts this whole time. So weird. Roy Clark, another Roy Clark. That's 2 votes for Roy Clark. So far, Roy Clark is in the lead, I believe. I might have to chime in with my favorite. My favorite country artist is Dwight Yoakam. So much for Roy Clark. I'm going with Dwight Yoakam. Bob LeBlanc says, walk up and shake hands if you didn't mind interrupting the show. Oh, wow, you can just walk. Yeah, because he's on a 1 foot stage. Robert Perpone says, and Elizabeth, that's because I am you and you are me. We are all one, and we are just tuned into each other right now. It's just a mind meld. Kate Nett says, in the U.S., he was trying to find his missing friend, and I guess the cartel gang spotted him and killed him. Did they kill the friend too? Or no one knows yet, because They haven't found him, maybe? Well, that's horrible. And you know what we need to do about these cartels? We need to stop buying their dope. That would shut them down real quick. So how about, because I bet you, I mean, I know they sell all over the world, but the USA is a pretty big customer. Let's stop doing all their dope. Because mainly they're mainly like cocaine. I mean, I guess they sell weed too, but it's mainly like coke and shit like that, right? Let's stop doing their coke. Let's put them out of business. Stop being such damn fucking cokeheads, America. And we can put the cartels out of business. Make their product irrelevant. Let's see here. Surrender Monkey says, Nick Rich, please don't tell me you watch Coded. I like him. Didn't enjoy him, though. I don't know what Coded is. Nick Rich, Adam and Eve. Yeah, I figured that out. Jack McCool. Roy could play anything stringed. Oh, yeah, I know he played guitar and you know, one-stringed, homemade guitar or whatever. HX1 says, I see you have 1 million miles safe. I'm sure you've done more than that. How long have you been driving big rigs? Well, I drove for almost 20 years. Yeah, I had actually probably at least 2 million. This is just the thing that they gave me from Schneider. And yeah. Elizabeth says, Waylon, Tammy Wynette. Waylon, yeah, Waylon, because that was Waylon and Willie. Yeah, Waylon was big, 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 big. And Tammy Wynette, she was huge. Huge, I tell you. She was huge. Those are good. Those are good ones, Elizabeth. Elizabeth says, I cannot think of a favorite. Too many. Wow, so Elizabeth, you're really into the country music. Nick Richardson, Coded? Yeah. Well, I was confused by that too, Nick. It might be Coded. The code was coded. Bob LeBlanc says, Union made. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm pro-union. Pro-union. Robert Pierpont says, no, legalize it because people are not just going to quit drugs. It would make coke the price of sugar. Yeah, I agree with either legalizing or at least decriminalizing for some drugs. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think we should just legalize heroin, but I do think decriminalization for a lot of things makes sense. Like, why just lock people up for that? I mean, we should help people with drug, rehab and all that kind of stuff. Instead of just locking people up and ruining their lives. When you lock people up, it makes their lives worse. I think, for the most part. So at least decriminalize. I agree. That's a good point, Robert Pierpont. And then I've heard over the years there have been legalization, pushes or campaigns to get drugs legalized or decriminalized in certain states, and then you see the anti campaign or whatever that's against that, and then if people have been able to trace a lot of that funding coming from drug cartels, right? So yeah, they don't want it. They love that it's a black market product because, yeah, like you say, that gives it. I was going to say tenfold, but probably 100-fold or 1,000-fold as far as price, right? Shovel says legalize and build treatment centers instead of prisons. Yeah, pretty much what I just said. But yeah, Jolie says fucking cokeheads. Yeah, I know. Do I sound like the old man, like the old get off my lawn man sometimes? Sort of like he says, it's nothing. Nick Rich is kind of bully using religion as a reason for nastiness. He's part of a First Amendment auditor community. Uh, who is? Coded? I don't know. Elizabeth says, "Wah, Robert Paul, you are in here. You are in here. Good grief. I hope you don't trip on the clutter." Nick Rich 56, believing in the Almighty doesn't make you religious, just open-minded. I claim to be agnostic, but I talk to God all the time. Elizabeth says, I love God, and God loves you, Elizabeth. Elizabeth says, Oregon and Washington decriminalized meth use. And how's that? I wonder how that's working out. And we kind of need national, when it's just this sort of like hopscotched areas here and there that have these decriminalization thing going on. That might help a little bit, but I think we need to have like a national drug decriminalization, all across the nation. Trying to see where I left off here. Sorna Monkey says, tax all the drugs, make bank whilst ensuring safe drugs are available. We will have to do black market fish then for excitement. Yes, those black market fish. Get that puffer fish, man. Credit Edit says no one ever knows. No one ever knows where his. No one knows. I was gonna say no one knows where his friend went. He's still missing, and I don't think anyone is going to find him after what happened to my cousin. That is so sad, man. Those cartels are. We know the horror stories, man. It's just brutal, man. Bob LeBlanc, and it's because of money, right? All because of a little bit of money, as Randy Rhodes would say. Bob LeBlanc says, re-regulate everything again, including drugs, union-made, homegrown USA. Yeah, but then if we would just have the problem of still dealing with the unregulated drugs. Like people still make unregulated drugs. But I guess that would make it easier to find, maybe, you know what I mean? For DEA or whatever. Robert Pierpont says alcohol prohibition didn't do anything but a strong, powerful mafia. Yeah, exactly. It made Al Capone very, very rich. Elizabeth says faith and religion are different. Yeah, I agree. I think I agree with that. 56 Nick Rich says legal cannabis since October 17th, 2018 in Canada. Less crime and tons of tax revenues. There you go. Well, that's good to hear. Jack McCool says 420. Is it 420? Oh, we blew past 420, didn't we? In fact, it's 509 right now. Shovel says pufferfish is an aphrodisiac. Well, there you go. Elizabeth says, I'm sure there are pilot programs around. Why not treat meth or cocaine abuse with Adderall? I don't know. Pharmaceutical companies could be creative. I don't know the best way to do it, but I think there are better things than just throwing people in prison. Now, of course, if you're a big-time distributor, a big drug dealer, things of this nature, then that's a different thing. But if you're just a user and you're hooked, I don't think just throwing them in prison is the best way to go. Surrender Bucky says Mexico should mandate cocaine is free and every house have 1 kilo of it at all times. That would make the cartels fuck off. Didn't Mexico, did they ever decriminalize or legalize drugs? I thought they did. 56 Rich is 8:10 here. It's 5:10 here in Las Vegas. Elizabeth says 509, so that's how I guess I'm about a minute behind on that one. Jack McCool, 420 code for Let's Smoke. I know, I'm not that out of it. Bob LeBlanc says, we in USA export economic regulations, deregulations too. Yeah, we tie um, we tie it to our trade deals. So we do have a lot of power. You know, we can be very influential. Elizabeth says yes. 56 Nick Rich says it's always 420 somewhere. Well, I'm just kind of added to that. Oh, look at there. Elizabeth says it's 420 somewhere, Jack. Robert Pripon says the cartels have taken over most of the avocado market, which is nuts. They like a good guac, man. What can I say? I'll you know, I'll kind of, back the cartels on that one. You know, you want to have a good guac and you want a fresh avocado. AGX1 says, I'm just upset we will die without having a domesticated pet dinosaur. Well, you never know with DNA, cloning. You never know, man. Keep the faith, AJ. 56 Nick Rich says, I'm spinning one up now. But boom. I guess we're talking about the 420 stuff. Shovel says it's 420 now. The dogs want out. Where are you? Because it's 512 where I'm at. Bob LeBlanc says Awakate cartel bastards. Laughing out loud. Surrender Monkey says chickens are dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are of the non-avian type. Well, there you have it. Jack McCool, robot dino. Yeah, you can make a little robot dino if you're so inclined. I think that could be around the corner, right around the corner. What would be my favorite dinosaur if I could domesticate it, meaning it wouldn't kill me, basically, right? You know, clever girl, clever girl. I don't know. I really, really thought about it. I just don't really like them, apparently. I don't really want one. Elizabeth says, now 56 Rich, you are now in my brain. What the heck? Y'all partying in my brain without me. It's a party in Liz's brain, people. Party time. We're here to party. Well, alrighty then. Alrighty. Let me see here now. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let me see here. Surrender Monkey says, Godzilla. Think about it. It makes sense now, huh? No, it doesn't. Robert LeBlanc says, cartel, insert curse word here, or curse here. Awakate. Spelling, I think. Crook thugs ruin everything. I know. And ain't that the truth? Robert Pierpont says, Triceratops. They always portray him as gentle. That's the one with the horn in the middle? Or whatever? I guess there's 3 horns there. Try, right? I wouldn't want one as a domesticated pet. 56 Dick Rich. I would want something little and tiny. I guess what were those little tiny little dinosaurs that were on that island, and then all of a sudden they all started attacking. Oh yeah, and they got Newman. Remember Newman in Jurassic Park? I think they got him, those little ones, because they were kind of. Now, if you could domesticate that, maybe because it's little, right? I don't want a big giant dinosaur. I guess that would make a good maybe, you know, watch like a watchdog or security if you had a T Rex, but it was domesticated to where like you could train it like a dog, right, to attack or when you wanted it to, or secure your perimeter without taking out the whole city. You so then maybe that would be good, but still, I don't know if I would trust it. Boop, 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 dee, 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 boop. 56 Nick Bridge says, waiting for the Flintstone Bronto Burger. Just make your own cow burger. Elizabeth says, I start typing and I look up and my words are already on the screen. Yeah, I guess we're just, simpatico. AJX1 says, not sure about the species, but oh my God, imagine. I guess I've never really taken the time. Although in Jurassic Park, it did make you think about, like, if they did have a park, and it didn't go haywire. Now, when they started doing the flying ones, when they were like these flying pterodactyls, I was like, and they're just flying freely. They got out of the cage. I was like, they should have seen that coming. Pisces Greener says, Dino from the Flintstone cartoon. Or Dino. Dino, the dino from Flintstone cartoon. Yeah, and he was like, or whatever. They made him look so cute. Raptors. But those little ones weren't the raptors. The raptors were like, more like, they weren't as big as the T-Rexes, but they were like 6 feet tall or 7 feet tall or whatever. I'm talking about those little ones. They were only like a foot tall. And then just by itself, it wasn't too bad. But then they would get like 100 of them and they would just kill a motherfucker. They did that to Newman. You know who Newman is, right? In the first Jurassic Park? I remember like the kids were on the island and they attacked the kid, but they didn't kill the kid. Those little ones, those weren't raptors. They were something else. Unless they were baby raptors, but I don't think they were baby raptors. I think that's about like as big as they got. It's like, at least that's what I thought, but maybe I'm wrong. Velociraptor. Yeah, I'm not talking about raptors. I like Raptor trucks. Jack McCool copies. Okay. Jack McCool likes to just drop a one-word thing in response to something that I probably was talking about 10 minutes ago, and now I have no idea what you're talking about. 56 Nick Rich says Raptors. No, I'm not talking about Raptors. I know the fucking Raptors. They're the ones that can open the door. Okay? I know the Raptors. I'm not talking about Raptors. Shovel Velociraptor, like in the movie Step Brothers. That was a funny movie, but Elizabeth says not warm and fuzzy, but about dinosaurs. Maybe a woolly mammoth or a saber-toothed cat. Ooh, that'd be cool, like a saber-toothed cat that was domesticated. But then, just cats alone can be, I don't know. You got a big litter. You're just gonna have to get a big litter box, with a saber tooth. So there's that. I'm not sure if I'd be on board with that. Let's see here. Surrender Monkey says, so the plan is legal cocaine and no feeding chickens, black market fish, so no Godzilla accidents. Got it. Yeah, that's about it. Bob LeBlanc says, dino killing Chilham meteorite may have launched dinosaurs into space. Let's look for frozen dino pops in space too. Yeah, I think they were just wiped out during that, during the meteorite thing. Jolie says, no, nailed it, Surrender Monkey. 56 Nick Rich says, the Raptors Play great. Okay. Basketball. Okay, I got you. Jack McCool says the little ones are called copies or copies. Oh, that does seem to ring a bell. Thank you. Was it pronounced copies or copies? Because I don't remember calling them copies. Maybe they were called copies. But anyhow, yeah, I wasn't talking about Raptors. I know the fucking Raptors. Bob Link says Oakland, LA, Raptors. Robert Perbont says the Spa ones and direct parks were Compsognathus up to 3 feet and 7 pounds. That's the ones I think I'm talking about. Maybe they call them copies or something for short. I could see you domesticating those and make little pets out of them. Okay? I don't think you could do it. I don't think you could make a pet out of a T-Rex. Just their tail swagging around is going to knock your house down, even if they were domesticated and friendly. Sword Monkey says, does he mean Snoop Frog if it's not raptors? Nope. I think we've established what I meant. AJX1 says, I'm scared of dogs, but more scared of cats. Okay, I hopefully back. Went out for a minute. One of these days, I'm going to remember to block my calls or whatever, incoming phone calls when I'm doing these live streams. Which I used to have it set up that way, and then I changed it, and now I need to change it back because I keep forgetting. But we're back. We're back. We were gone for a minute, but should be back. I'm not scared of dogs or cats. I like dogs and cats. I like them both. Because in this world, we can like more than one thing. Bubble Blank. It can happen. It can happen. Laughing out loud. Elizabeth says Trump won New Hampshire primary, I think. As expected. Elizabeth says, I got to go eat. Thank you again, Trucker John and Jolie. Well, thank you, Elizabeth, for being here. Thank you for your insight. I appreciate the knowledge that you bring with the topics that you know, economics and things of this nature. Don't let my stupid comments, make you feel like that you did something wrong. You did nothing wrong. And if anyone did anything wrong, it was me for being an asshole. But I appreciate you being here, and so I hope you keep coming back. We'll be here Thursday, probably Thursday morning. I'm shooting for 9 a.m. on Thursday morning, and then we might do a 3 o'clock lead-in on Thursday afternoon when Hal goes on at 4. All righty, just a little reminder, and I'm probably going to shut this down in a little bit here in about 8 minutes, probably. So let's see here. Elizabeth says, love you all in chat. There's the buys. I said I'm not going to read the buys. Robert Perbone. Cats look at you and wish you were dead so they could eat you. I don't know. I mean, not that they wouldn't. But while you're still alive, I don't know. I think they could, they just do their own thing, you know what I mean? They'll come to you when they're ready to come to you, as far as like they want to be scratched or what they want to, roll up next to you and purr. But it's their, it's on their time. Whereas dogs, you're like you can just like look at them and they're like, oh, and they're so happy, that you looked at them. But I like both. 56 Dexterous says happy meal time. Elizabeth says these emojis and you're wonderful. Well, you're wonderful. But yeah, thanks for being here. And we're gonna. I'm probably gonna go another 6 minutes or so, and so I don't keep everybody up. I know it's getting to be dinner time, and people got better things to do than just hang out here. But look for the show Thursday, 9 a.m. and probably 3 p.m. Pacific time. Just remember, I am in the Pacific time zone. So a lot of times when I say times, it's the Pacific time zone. So adjust accordingly to whatever time zone you're in. Robert Perpon says, "How does an animal know you're looking at them? How do they know things? How do they know? I think that it's been tested, and scientists know that shit." AJX1 says, "Pit bulls will start drooling with a few days without toddler flesh." All right, guys. All right. I've seen a lot of really sweet pit bulls, by the way. It's really sweet, sweet. If you don't treat them like shit and train them to be, you know, fight these fighting dogs or whatever, they can be pretty sweet. And they will, they will protect you. I like pit bulls, man. Swindler Monkey says, "You need to start respecting boundaries at Trucker John, specifically the ones governed by time zones. I only do GMT." I know, but I do know that you are 8 hours difference. You're 8 hours ahead of me, I believe. So just whatever I say, just subtract by 8 hours. That should work. 56 Dick Switch says, "Good question, Robert. How did we figure it out?" They can figure shit out. They're scientists, man. They're doctors and shit, veterinarians. They know how to figure that shit out. They do little tests. They're like, stay behind that line. Now, what's it say on this line 3? That's what they do. That's how they can test our eyesight. Nick Rich says, "The eyes have it." Well, there you go. Ba-da-boom. The eyes have it. Robert Perpon says, "Well, John, I know we know they know, but how did animals figure this out?" Well, because they do have brains. They might not be as evolved as our magnificent noodles, but they do have brains. They're not completely morons. The brains figure shit out. They have central nerve systems. They have a nerve or whatever that sends the message from their eye into their brain, and their brain deciphers information just like ours does. Swindler Monkey says, "Yes, don't forget, I already know what you were going to say. 8 hours in the future, baby." All right, there. Yeah. So yeah, you are ahead of us. This is just a big repeat for you. This is like a rerun you're watching right now, I guess. Wouldn't that be nice though? Like, if you could do that somehow, and then give me the Powerball Super Lottery numbers, and then I would split it with you. But then I would renege on the deal and not give you a cent. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, I would split it with you. So if you have the numbers, tell me, and we'll get right on that. Robert Pierbon says, "So animals sort of have conscious to think outside of instincts alone." I don't know, dude. There you're going way above my pay grade here. I think they can just figure out what was it you originally asked? How can they tell if you're looking at them or something? Well, because they can see you looking at them. Okay, let's keep it basic. I think they can tell the difference between certain things. Whether that gives them, I don't know what you mean by conscious. They're not unconscious. It's not just subconscious, or it's not just instincts alone. You can train animals. So they do have instincts. We all have instincts. I think human beings have instincts too. So, I'm not sure what the point of all this is. 50 Nick Rich says some creatures, a blind their entire existence, are blind their entire existence. How do they figure things out? Moles, for example. I don't know anything about moles, other than they seem to be nocturnal, and I guess they like to be underground. That's in their nature. Robert Perpont says, no, how do they know eyes are for seeing? I never said that. Maybe I misunderstood your question. I think they know that you're looking at them. I don't know if they go, oh, eyes are for seeing, noses are for smelling, ears are for hearing. Okay, they don't do that shit, but they do hear you, and they do see you, and they do smell you. So I don't know where you're going with all that, but, if you're having fun, that's the main thing. Jolie says, I'm going to call you tomorrow night at Surrender Monkey to find out what John's Thursday show is about before I decide to go on it. And while you're there, get the Powerball numbers, Jolie. Come on. Let's get those numbers and make... I don't even know what it's up to, but, let's split it up. AJX1 says, I know for sure they know. You know for sure? Okay. Bob LeBlanc says, slime mold mind solves puzzles too. Alrighty. Surrender Monkey says, all dogs have rear-mounted cameras as standard, and all cats are secretly meth heads. I think whatever it is you've been drinking is kicking in, Surrender Monkey. It's kicking in, man. 56 Dick Rich says, the thoughts of other species is a total mystery to us? Your fingers really fucked that word up, Nick. Ours. There you go. Okay. But I do the same too. I do the same thing when I'm trying to type on the little tiny keyboard. Hey, look at here. We're at 2 hours. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. I'm probably going to go driving tonight for a little bit. It's Tuesday night. I know a lot of times I say I take Tuesday off or Monday off, but I took Friday off. So I'm trying to make up for that. And I think I might be ending up with a different car tomorrow. I got to take it in. They sent me a message saying that they keep sending me these messages from Hertz saying the car needs service. I had a work voucher. I took it on January 9th to Meineke, and they did an inspection, and I thought that was what they wanted, but apparently it's not. And I think what's happening is, because this car that I'm driving, this Model 3, it's a 2022, and it has, I haven't checked the mileage. I don't know if I hit 50,000 or not, but I know I was pretty close to 50,000. And I think they don't like to keep the cars too much more than that, because they want to sell them and get, if they go too much more, then, it depreciates more. So I think they want me to take it in. They didn't say this. All they say in their stupid little email is that your car needs service. Please bring it in or whatever. So I'm going to bring it in tomorrow. And I have a feeling they might switch me out into a different car, because I think they're going to retire this one that I'm in. That's just my, what do you call it? Guess? My guess? That's my guess. But I'll let you know. I'll keep you guys apprised of the situation. If I end up in a new or a different Model 3, I'll probably take a video of it, because I've videoed all the other ones that I've had. So why stop now? If they do swap me out, I'm gonna ask them if I can get a red one, because I haven't had. That's the only color I haven't had out of their basic colors. I think they've added some colors, but let's just say, for sake of argument, all they have really is white, black, gray, blue, and red. And the only one I haven't had yet is the red one. So if I do get swapped out, I'm going to ask if I can get a red one, which I may or may not be able to do. It just depends on what's available, I guess. But so we'll see. I'll let you guys know. Sword Monkey says, no Powerballs. That is not a defense you can use in court. Uh, just give me the numbers, dude. Just look at the American Powerball or Super Lotto and give me the numbers. And if you do that, I'll split it with you. Could be a lot of money in it for you. 56 Tickford says people talk to their pets. They show intelligence, but which one is smarter? Probably the pet. I'm going with the pet. Robert Pierpont says 56 Rich. The smarter one is the one that gets taken care of. Okay, guys, look. Let's go ahead and put an end to this. I appreciate you guys being here tonight. I'm obviously going to put House Sparks back in the title next time. No, but that's great that you guys are here. It's always fun. It's just always fun. The time flies by. I mean, it's been over 2 hours, and it really did fly by. The kids are out. They haven't been out because it's been raining, but apparently it's pitch black dark outside, but they're out running around. I guess it's not raining, so they're outside. Anyhow, it's been 2 hours, and like I said, it flew by. Surrender Monkey has a quick question with exclamation point. So let me just see. What did he say? Before we go, let's see. What is Surrender Monkey? What nonsense is Surrender Monkey going to end the show on? Let's see. If you do Uber in a police car, I don't do Uber in a police car. Can you kidnap people and force them to pay you for terror driving them about for an hour? Nonsense. Complete nonsense. But have another shot for me, dude. Have another shot. Really sounds like a solid business plan to me, Surrender Monkey. Yeah, there you go. It's sort of it's like brings the money in, right? But anyhow, so I'll see you guys again on Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Greenwich Mean Time, as I don't know, but it's 8 hours after that. So fitness just catch you guys on Hal's live stream tomorrow. Yes, absolutely. We'll see you on Hal's, and we'll see you around. And I will see you guys here though on the Trucker John live stream. Make sure you hit that notification button, and then whenever I come on, it'll come to you, and then we can start all over again. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks, Jolie, for modding for me, and just everyone who was here. I really appreciate it. It's really fun. Like I said, 2 hours flew by. It was like a half an hour or something. So I'll see you guys on Thursday. All right. See you next time. Bye-bye.